Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Ladies and gentlemen, today we delve into the extraordinary life and legacy of Nelson Mandela, a man who embodied resilience, hope, and an unyielding commitment to justice. Before we begin, grab a pen and paper or open a note on your phone, because throughout this story, you will find words in red color that are important to learn and remember. These words will help you expand your vocabulary and improve your reading, listening, and speaking skills. Mandela's journey from rural South Africa to the presidency of a nation stands as a testament to the power of perseverance, courage, and the transformative potential of forgiveness. Join me as we explore how Mandela's fight against apartheid, his 27 years of imprisonment, and his leadership in uniting a fractured South Africa inspired the world. The early life of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in the small village of Mvezo in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. His Xhosa name, Rolihlahla, translates to pulling the branch of a tree, but colloquially it means troublemaker. Little did anyone know how prophetic that name would be for the man who would later shake the very foundations of institutionalized racism in South Africa. Mandela's upbringing was steeped in the traditions of the Thembu people, and his early exposure to stories of African resistance against colonialism sowed the seeds of his activism. After the death of his father, Mandela was taken under the wing of Chief Jongintaba Dalindyebo, who provided him with an education. Mandela's formal education, first at the Clarkberry Boarding Institute and later at the University of Fort Hare, introduced him to ideas of justice and equality that would shape his worldview. During his studies, Mandela became increasingly aware of the injustices faced by Black South Africans. His determination to fight against oppression solidified when he moved to Johannesburg and encountered the stark realities of racial segregation under apartheid. There he met Walter Sisulu, a mentor who introduced him to the African National Congress, ANC, and other like-minded activists. This period marked the beginning of Mandela's lifelong commitment to liberation and equal rights. The rise of apartheid and Mandela's resistance. In 1948, the National Party of South Africa instituted apartheid, a brutal system of racial segregation designed to entrench white supremacy. Black South Africans were subjected to oppressive laws, forced removals, and systematic discrimination that stripped them of their rights. Mandela, who had joined the ANC in 1944, emerged as a leading figure in the struggle against this oppressive regime. Together with Oliver Tambo and Walter Sisulu, Mandela helped form the ANC Youth League, advocating for more radical and direct action. In the 1950s, Mandela played a key role in the Defiance Campaign, where thousands of Black South Africans protested discriminatory laws through acts of civil disobedience. Mandela's commitment to peaceful protest was put to the test following the Sharpeville massacre in 1960, where 69 unarmed protesters were killed by police. Recognizing that the apartheid regime would not yield to peaceful demonstrations alone, Mandela co-founded Umkhonto we Sizwe, Spear of the Nation, the armed wing of the ANC. Under his leadership, the organization carried out sabotage campaigns targeting symbols of apartheid while minimizing loss of life. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and convicted of sabotage and other charges. At the Rivonia trial in 1964, facing the possibility of a death sentence, Mandela delivered his famous speech from the dock, proclaiming, I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. 27 years of imprisonment. Mandela was sentenced to life imprisonment and sent to Robben Island, where he would spend 18 of his 27 years behind bars. Life on Robben Island was harsh. Mandela and other political prisoners were subjected to grueling labor in a lime quarry, poor living conditions, and severe restrictions on communication. Yet, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken. He used his time in prison to further his education, earning a law degree through correspondence. More importantly, he emerged as a unifying figure among the prisoners, mediating disputes and promoting solidarity. Mandela's calm demeanor and unwavering principles earned him the respect of fellow inmates and even some of his jailers. The global anti-apartheid movement gained momentum during Mandela's imprisonment. International pressure, including sanctions and cultural boycotts, began to isolate South Africa's apartheid regime. Within the country, internal resistance intensified, making it clear that the status quo was unsustainable. In 1989, South African President F.W. de Klerk initiated reforms that led to Mandela's release on February 11, 1990. Mandela walked free after 27 years, his fist raised in triumph, a moment etched in history. From prison to president. Mandela immediately resumed his work with the ANC, negotiating an end to apartheid with F.W. de Klerk. Their efforts led to the first multiracial elections in 1994, where Mandela was elected South Africa's first black president. His government focused on racial unity, economic reform, and human rights. He established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, allowing victims and perpetrators of apartheid-era crimes to share their experiences and seek forgiveness. Mandela's legacy. Mandela stepped down after one term, but remained an influential global icon. His efforts in peacemaking, education, and charity work continued until his death in 2013. His legacy teaches us about courage, leadership, and the power of forgiveness. Key lessons from Nelson Mandela. Perseverance. No matter how difficult the journey, never give up on your goals. Courage. Stand up for what is right, even in the face of great adversity. Forgiveness. True leadership is about uniting people, not dividing them. Education. Knowledge is the key to freedom and change. Humility. Power should be used to uplift others, not control them. Thank you for watching. If you found this inspiring, remember to write down the bold vocabulary and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep telling powerful stories. Subscribe for more inspiring stories.